Alright guys, well, this is pretty much my first ever recording of the video at all, but I've gotten back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Recently, and I thought it'd be good to open a box. Not exactly very good at making videos, like I said, but I decided to do something that was related to the Gate Guardians combined cards that have recently come out, and they were the legendary cards of the Paradox Brothers themselves, and I managed to get a box of their booster packs in this container right here. I thought it'd be fun to see if we can open these boxes, see what we can get, and hopefully even get the cards that I'm looking for. Now, I have bought the booster packs before. I do know what some of the cards are, and yet there's also some cards I don't know that you can get. So hopefully we'll be able to find this out together. Now, pardon the entire video looking shabbier than anything. Like I said, this is my first time, but hopefully I might get to do it again at some point. Now, let's get started, shall we? Now, like I said, this is the first time I've done anything like this. I got back into the tournament community after a couple of years, so I'm hoping that this will at least interest some fans of the sport and anyone in my town, if anyone actually wants. If not, then it's their fault anyway. I have to admit, I'm trying to be a little bit delicate here. I don't want to damage the box too much. Here we go. Whoever packaged this really didn't want it opened, I'll tell you that much. Styrofoam peanuts. That's it. Right. And here we are. Nicely wrapped in bubble wrap too. I'm just going to pack all this styrofoam away because well, it's going to get in the minute. I'm excited about this. Ever since I saw a Guardian deck in the local tournament I go to, I have to admit I've become extremely obsessed with getting the cards. Gate Guardian was one of the few cards I actually got as a set in the old days. By the old days, I mean I got it during the 1990s, late 1990s. So I do have the original set I have a new set thanks to the cards from the booster packs, but I'm hoping to get the fusions and a couple of other cards. So hopefully today will be the day that I get them as well. I mean, I could buy them singularly, of course, but I thought, you know, why don't I share this with the entire world or perhaps even in my country? After all, I know that some people do booster pack opens like this. I know that there's quite a few people that are even better than I am at this. But I figured this would be a good time for me to at least try something like it. It's new to me, doing a video stream. Normally, I'm very antisocial, but I'm hoping this will at least give you guys something to watch, and you'll like this. If not, then I'm sorry, but I did such a poor performance. Now, on to opening this. I'll probably be keeping the bubble wrap just to pop later on. I think everyone does that at some point. And here we are. As you can see, not even been opened yet, but it's still got the Konami feeling on it. I'll probably be keeping this box anyway as well, just for a little bit of memorabilia. Now, like I said, I do know a couple of cards you can get in this. I have a little bit of a pile over there of the cards that I've got, including one of the Gate Guardian fusions, which is Gate Guardians of Thunder and Wind. So I'm only missing 3 of the dual fusions, and then Gate Guardian combined itself. There are also a couple of other cards in this that I have as well, including my personal favourites when it comes to archetypes, the Red Eye Soul. So I had that. Hopefully, we'll get some good cards out of this. I'm going to try and be as careful as possible. I don't exactly have the proper equipment for a live stream. Hopefully, this will go well. This won't be called a live stream, it's just me showing you what happens after a certain time. I have to admit, I'm a bit excited about this. First time I've had to get a box to try and heighten my chances in these cards. To be honest, I don't exactly like buying separate cards, but sometimes them's a breaks if you want to have a good deck. Okay, there we go. Okay, there's our box. Contains 26 booster packs of 9 cards. So, let's dive right in, shall we? Pack number 1, so we'll see exactly what we get. Chances are low that I'm going to get a Gate Guardian fusion, but still, these cards will at least come in handy for either collecting or for selling online. Okay, so the first card we got was Performal Duelist Extraordinaire. Now, it's a pendulum card. I can't really say that I know too much on pendulums or even like them that much, to be honest. Spellcaster Pendulum with 1800 attack and 400 defense. I would read the effects, but this would take too long a video otherwise. I want to make it as quick as possible because I know that some people don't like viewing large videos. Next, we have the spell card Kyorai Getsu. Kyorai Getsu is a spell card, probably from the generations after Gen 5. I haven't really kept up to many of the newest generations, unfortunately. I'm more of an old school kind of person. I'm more into generations 1, 2, and 3 when it comes to the cards in the anime. When it comes to the cards, my limit is mostly a generation 4. I will be frank with you on that. But when it came to the remake of like Red Eye's cards, then I started getting into it a little bit more. Okay, so this was a lucky one. The next card we got was Kazejin. Now, Kazejin is the wind element of the Gate Guardian, and is pretty much as valuable as it can get, but now I guess it's just a common card now, which is not too bad. Next one is Mech Knight Blue Sky. Now, I don't know very much about the Mech Knights. I do know about the Mech Lord Emperor cards from Season 3's own 5Ds, but that's a completely different story. Next, we have Burial from a Different Dimension. Burial from a Different Dimension is a card that I know very well. Target up to 3 banished monsters and return them to the graveyard. That's a card I used a heck of a lot during one of my Dragon decks during my earlier tournament days. I have to admit, it came in extremely useful, especially when trying to bypass a couple of things with Eclipse Wyvern. At least when it wasn't banned. Next one, we have Blackwing Kalut the Moon Shadow. Now, I have had a fair bit of trouble against Blackwings in my day, I tell you that much. These cards always stun me in my Dragon decks. And they never get any more annoying when I do. eventually battle against them. And for our super rare today, we have the Overlay Network, a continuous spell card. This is purely for XZs, which is a decent card nonetheless, so I'll definitely be adding that to one of my decks eventually. On to booster pack number 2. Let's see what we get this time. Feels good. Okay, so first card we get right off the bat. The magic card costs down. So cost down, you can discard 1 card, and for the rest of the turn, the levels of the monsters in your hand are reduced by 2 even after they are summoned. Pretty easy, and considering the Gate Guardian decks as they are now, a pretty useful card to have. It's still a useful card to have even if you want to summon something else in a different deck. Next, we have a quick play spell card called Saga of the Dragon Emperor. Now, I can't say I really know too much about this. I know it's something to do with dragons, so I'll be reading this a little bit more further another day. By the way, if you want to know about any of these cards, then by all means look them up on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki website, the fandom itself, because they do have a large selection of cards there, and they will give you the information on all of them, including the different languages of it and so on. Next is Rika Petal. Now, I can't really say I know much about this card, but it's definitely a first time I'm holding it. It's a plant effect monster, has 0 attack and defense. Normally, I wouldn't really think too much about this card if I was younger, but I know that those with 0 attack and defense also happen to have some extremely strong effects. I'll be looking over this card a little bit more later. Next is Imperial Iron Wall. So it's a trap card of a continuous variety, and neither player can banish cards used when this card is in effect. Pretty useful if you want to stop someone who has a Gate Guardian deck, especially considering the cards need to be banished in order to bring out the fusion monsters. Next is the Mech Knight Yellow Star. Okay, so Mech Knight Yellow Star is a psychic type with 2200 attack and 2800 defense. Quite a powerhouse, really. Like I said, I'm going to be looking more into the Mech Knights as things go along. And next we finally have another Gate Guardian card. Double Attack, Wind and Thunder. This is actually a card I don't have yet. I have to admit, I'm pretty excited. Now, if you control a Gate Guardian monster, target 1 card on the field and destroy it. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard and add 1 of your Sanga of Thunder, Kazejin, or Suijin that is banished or in your deck to your hand. You can only use the effect of Double Attack, Wind and Thunder once per turn. That is quite a powerful card. I have to admit, I am digging this card. It'll definitely be one that'll be going in the deck when I've got all the cards needed for it. And next we have our shiny of the day, which is Evolution End Burst. Evolution End Burst allows you to add 1 Overload Fusion from the deck. So it's purely for machine monsters. But nonetheless, this is definitely going in one of my machine decks, considering that I do run a Cyber Dragon machine deck. So, that'll be pretty good to have. On to booster pack number 3. Let's see where we get with this one. Okay, so we've drawn another formal duelist extraordinaire. I have a feeling I'm going to be getting a lot of these, along with another Mech Knight Yellow Star. Next, we have Court of Justice, a continuous spell card. During the main phase, you can special summon 1 fairy monster from your hand. You must control 1 fairy monster to activate and resolve this effect. You can use the effect of Court of Justice once per turn. Good if you want to run a fairy deck, I can't really say I run fairy decks myself, but I know a fair few people do like the fairy types, so that'll be good for trading. Next, Mech Knight Blue Sky. Another one of these, so not bad. And next is the magic card Chaos Form. So Chaos Form is used to summon the Blackluster Soldier Chaos variant as well as the Chaos Max and regular Chaos Blue Eyes White Dragons. So this card is very good for trade bargains. I know there's a couple of people that are looking for these kind of cards. Now, as for its effect, this can be used to ritual summon any Chaos or Blackluster Soldier ritual monster. You must also tribute monsters from your hand or field and or banish Blue Eyes White Dragon or Dark Magician from your graveyard, whose total levels exactly equal the level of the Chaos or Blackluster Soldier ritual monster you ritual summon. So it is restrictive on how you get them out, but it's useful nonetheless. Not too bad. Next, we have the magic card, Overload Fusion. Like I said, it's another machine card. Fusion summon one dark fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials mentioned on it from your field or graveyard. Very good for getting Chimera Tech and Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. These are very good cards to have. I have a lot of them with fusion myself, but can't hurt to have another. And our rare for this pack is the Labyrinth Heavy Tank, one of the newest of the Gate Guardian cards. Now, it has 2,400 attack points and 2,400 defense points, making it fairly balanced when it comes to things like this. But its effect, I believe, is what makes it even more deadly. You can normal summon this card without tributing and cannot attack on the first turn. It is normal summoned this way. During the main phase, you can place one of your Sanga of the Thunder, Kazijin, or Suijin that is banished, or in your hand or deck, face up in your spell and trap card zone as a continuous spell. Then if you control a Labyrinth Wall card, and this is where it gets really interesting, you can destroy one monster your opponent controls. You can only use the effect of the Heavy Labyrinth Tank once per turn. So that, my friends, this card, extremely valuable, and definitely one I'll be putting in a deck. So things are going good so far. We've got two good cards, and we've got a fair few others that, well, I don't know the true value of most of the others, but I'll still be keeping them nonetheless, see if there's any viability for them. After all, if you're able to make a deck out of them, make a deck out of them. On to booster pack number 4. And first off, we got a Synchro Monster, Ancient Fairy Dragon. Now, I do have quite a few copies of this card, 2,100 attack and 3,000 defense points. I actually ran this in my former Red Eyes deck, mostly to use its secondary effect. So I'll read its effect out in case anyone doesn't remember what Ancient Fairy Dragon can do. It used to be banned for quite a while or restricted. During the main phase, you can special summon one level 4 or lower monster from the hand. You cannot conduct battle phase the turn you activate this effect, however. During your main phase, you can destroy as many cards in the field zones as possible, at a minimum of 1. And if you do, gain 1,000 life points. Then you can add one field spell with a different name than the destroyed cards from your deck to your hand. Only use each effect of Ancient Fairy Dragon once per turn. So you see, it was those effects right there that probably got Ancient Fairy Dragon banned. Not just the summoning of level 4 or lower monsters, but the fact that you could then destroy a field spell and instantly get a new one into your hand. That's basically a terraforming inside of a monster, which is pretty OP. I have to admit, I've got quite a few copies of Ancient Fairy Dragon. I've got more shinies if I've even got a secret rare of it. So, moving on, Angel of the Blue Tears. Now, I've got several copies of this card, and I can't really say it interests me too much. So, I'm going to skip this one right here. Next is a continuous trap card called Forge a New Future. This one is a chain and it mostly involves link monsters. Can't really say that I'll be using this, but nonetheless, for trading. Next, we have a second Overload Fusion. And then we have the normal monster Labyrinth War. While it doesn't sport any attack power, it sports a fantastic 3000 defense. Not too bad and essential for the Gate Guardians combined deck, especially considering the effects that are required with this card out. So it would be pretty useful to have in the deck. Next, we have Blackwing Elephant the Raven. Now, Blackwing Elephant the Raven is another card that has given me a heck of a lot of trouble in the past. If you control a Blackwing monster, you can normal summon this card with Attributing. That's pretty OP. When this card is normal summoned, target one monster your opponent controls and change that target's battle position. Like I said, that is dangerous, especially when combined with Gale the Whirlwind. There are so many Blackwings out there that I despise so much. I've just been destroyed by so many Blackwings over the years. And we finally got a Gate Guardian Fusion, one I've actually got now 3 of, and that's the Gate Guardian of Thunder and Wind. Now, the Gate Guardian of Thunder and Wind has 2500 attack and 2200 defense, and needs Sanga of the Thunder and Kazejin in order to be used. There are obviously ways around that, like Elemental Hero Prisma for one. Must be special summoned from your extra deck by banishing the above cards you control during your main phase. You can add one spell trap card from your deck to your hand that mentions Sanga of the Thunder, Kazejin, and Suijin. You can only use this effective Gate Guardian of Thunder and Wind once per turn. If this face-up special summon card in its owner's control leaves the field because of an opponent's card, you can special summon one of your banished Sanga of the Thunder or Kazejin, which is not too bad of effect. So, that's 4 booster packs, and so far only 1 of the fusions for the Gate Guardians combined deck. Not too bad considered. Now, booster pack number 5. Sorry for sniffing a lot higher, unfortunately. And the first card right off the bat, the original Gate Guardian. Now, this won't exactly be viable in the meta too much now these days. But thanks to Gate Guardians combined, it's actually become quite a useful card now. Because now you'll be able to ignore its summoning conditions. And in the old days, this thing was an absolute pain to summon out, and I do mean a right pain. Cannot be normal summoned or set, must be first special summoned from your hand by tributing Sanga of the Thunder, Suijin, and Kazejin. Now, that was a right pain to get a hold of in the old days. And despite it having the same attack as Gate Guardians combined of 3,750 and 3,400 defense, while it's powerful, you're not really going to run it in a deck normally. Next, we have Photon Orbital, a machine card. Can't really say that I'm a fan of Photon cards. So, we'll put that right there. Next, we have a trap card, Prey of the Jirai Gumo. Now, I do have a fair few of these cards. Prey of Jirai Gumo is actually a trap monster, which makes it quite viable. And not only that, allows you to bring out Sanga of the Thunder, Kazejin, or Suijin once this card has been banished from the graveyard. So that's not too bad. Quite a useful card. And now we have another Blackwing. Surprise, surprise. Blackwing Zephos the Elite. Now, Blackwing Zephos the Elite, if this card is in your graveyard, you can return one face-up card you control to the hand. Special summon this card, and if you do, take 400 damage. You're going to use the effect of Blackwing Zephos the Elite once per duel. That is a powerful card, especially if it requires it only once per duel. So, that's that card. Next is a trap card, is called Time to Stand Up. Time to Stand Up. If a dragon synchro monster is on the field, special summon up to 2 monsters that are resonator monsters. So this is specifically mostly a Jack Atlas card, more targeted for Red Dragon Archfiend, but nonetheless, it's good nonetheless. Monsters and or level 1 dragon monsters from your deck. When a monster effect is activated, you control a level 10 or higher Dark Dragon Synchro monster. You can banish this card from your graveyard, negate that effect, and if you do, one synchro monster you control gains 2000 attack until the end of the next turn. You can only use the effect of Time to Stand Up once per turn. So that is a fairly powerful card. I can say that I've got quite a few of it, actually. But that'll come in handy for a synchro deck that I'm planning to build. Next, we have yet another cost down magic card. So since we've gone over it before, I'll put it away. And we got a new card. Another Gate Guardian fusion. This time, Gate Guardian of Water and Wind. Now, this is an insanely powerful Gate Guardian when it comes to the effects. While it has a minuscule 2450 attack and 2300 defense, its effect is what makes it deadly. Once per chain, when your opponent activates a spell or trap card or effect on the field, you can negate that effect. You can only use this effect of Gate Guardian of Wind and Water twice per turn. If this face-up special summon monster card in its owner's control leaves the field because of an opponent's card, you can then special summon one banished Kazejin or Suijin. Now you see that is a powerful card to negate any effect up to twice per turn. So that is definitely a card that will be going inside the deck. I'll tell you that much. That makes 2 Gate Guardian fusions and back-to-back nonetheless. So that makes it even better. Next, on to the next booster pack. Yeah, we're going through quite a few of these. I'm quite excited about what I'm going to get in this next pack. We've got 2 Gate Guardian fusions right after that, so let's see what we get. Next, we have something related to the Blackluster Soldier itself. Super Soldier Ritual. So this card can be used to ritual summon any Blackluster Soldier ritual monster. You also have to tribute monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal exactly 8, however. During your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard. You can banish this card, 1 light, and 1 dark monster from your grave, and special summon 1 Blackluster Soldier ritual monster from your hand, ignoring its summoning conditions. And you can only use it once per turn, that effect. So that is quite powerful. A very powerful card if you're running a Blackluster Soldier ritual deck. Not too bad. And next, we have another card that is, without doubt, one of my favourites. Red Eye's Soul. Now, Red Eye's Soul has been a new part of the Red Eyes meta. I can definitely say that a third one is more than welcome in my decks. Now, for those of you who don't know what Red Eye's Soul does, I'll explain it as quick as I can. So, while it's on the field, its name becomes Red Eye's Black Dragon. Its attack points, however, are least to be desired at 900, but has a solid defense of 2000. So it can block a fair few monsters, but with how people are summoning out monsters over 2000 in one turn mostly these days, it's not completely viable unless it's on the turn that you're using these effects. If your opponent special summons a monster or monsters except during the damage step, you can send this card from your hand or field to the grave to special summon 1 Red Eyes monster from your hand or deck except for Red Eye's Soul. You can only use this effect of Red Eye's Soul once per turn, however. But there is a quick effect that you can use for it. You can target 1 Red Eye's Black Dragon you control and inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack power. And that effect, you can only use once per duel. So it's a powerful card, but luckily it hasn't been banned yet. So that's a good thing for me. Next, we have another Angel of the Blue Tears. Like I said, I don't have too much of an interest in this card, and I'm just going to put it at the back. Next, we have a trap card called Soul of the Supreme King. Soul of the Supreme King is all to do with the Z arcs. So this is pendulum based. So I can't really say I'm interested in reading out this card. Pendulums, unfortunately, do not interest me. Not one bit. Next, we have a monster effect, a fairy. Oh wait, no, a plant called Mudan the Rika Fairy. So you can tribute one plant monster and special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal summoned or special summoned by the effect of a plant monster, you can add one Rika spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Mudan the Rika Fairy once per turn, however. So, it is limited on what it can do, but it is still powerful nonetheless. Not too bad. And next we have a trap card that I have a fair few of. The Deep Dark Trap Hole. Now, Deep Dark Trap Hole, when a level 5 or higher effect monster is special summoned, you can banish that level 5 or higher effect or effect monsters. Not a bad card. Not a bad card indeed. And next we have another copy of Gate Guardian of Thunder and Wind. So that makes 4 copies that I have now. Not too bad, but that makes 3 of the fusions in a row in these packs. Not too bad, all things considered. I am hoping to get newer ones, obviously. We'll see what we get. On to the next pack. Next, we have yet another Super Soldier Ritual card. Not too bad. And then next, we have yet another Gate Guardian piece. The Water God Suijin. Suijin has 2500 attack and 2400 defense, which isn't too bad. It acts very much like Kazijin and Sangra of the Thunder. So, once while on the field during damage calculation in your opponent's turn, if this card is being attacked by a quick effect, you can activate it as a quick effect. You can target the attacking monster and make that targeting attacks 0 during damage calculation only. So that is still a pretty powerful effect, even by today's standards. Next, we have another Blackwing Zephos the Elite. Now, like I said, we've already gone over what Zephos already does. And next is a staple for the Gate Guardian decks, especially in terms of spell cards. It's one of the major 3 cards that you need to have in the decks now these days. It's called Ryoku Guardian. Now, Ryoku Guardian, if your life points are lower than your opponent's, you can target one monster you control with Gate Guardian in its original name, halve your opponent's life points, and then that monster gains attack equal to your opponent's life points. You can then banish this card from your graveyard and add one of your Song of the Thunder, Kazijin, or Suijin that is banished, or in your deck or hand, or in your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Ryoku Guardian once per turn, so that is insanely powerful. That can give you a one-hit TKO, which is a lot considering. So that is a valuable card. I already have 3 of them, mind you. Nonetheless, it's always good to have spares in case people are looking for a trade. Next, we have yet another spell card, which is a mainstay staple for the Gate Guardian deck, and one that I had been looking for a third for. Labyrinth Wall Shadow is a field spell. So monsters cannot attack the turn they are summoned, except monsters whose original level is 5 or higher. Once per turn, during your main phase, you can place one Saga of the Thunder, Kazijin, or Suijin that is banished, or in your hand or deck, face up in your spell trap card zone as a continuous spell. Not a bad effect at all. And at the start of your opponent's battle phase, you can target one monster your opponent controls with 1600 attack points or less and destroy it. Not a bad card. Not a bad card at all. Next, we have a trap card that I actually don't have yet. It's called the Treacherous Trap Hole. Control no trap cards in your graveyard, target 2 monsters on the field, and destroy those targets. Now that will come in very useful. And, lo and behold, we've got another Gate Guardian fusion, a new one. Gate Guardian of Water and Thunder. Now, that makes 4 back-to-back, which is not that bad at all. Now, it needs Suijin and Sangre of the Thunder to be used, and obviously, in order to bring it out, you have to banish the above cards you control. Once per chain, for a quick effect, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls and change its attack to 0 until the end of the turn. Not bad at all. You can only use the effect of Gate Guardian once of Water and Thunder twice per turn. If this face-up special summoned card in its owner's control leaves the field because of an opponent's card, you can special summon one of your banished Suijin or Sangre of the Thunder. A very good card to have. Now, I don't know whether it would be viable to have more than one of these cards, however. To be honest, the Gate Guardian of Water and Wind, aside from Gate Guardian Combined, is one of the more useful of the cards. I'll say that much. But now, we have all but Gate Guardian Combined in terms of all those that we've got out of these booster packs. So far, so good. And I really don't want to have to buy Gate Guardian Combined separately unless I really have to. Next, onto another booster pack. Let's see what we get this time, eh? I'm hoping that we get the big boy. But the likelihood of it, very low. Let's see what we get. Okay, so we've got another Mudan the Rika Fairy. Not too bad. Next is a spell card that I haven't seen before. Battle Royale Mode Joining. It's a continuous spell card. So, activate this card by targeting one effect monster on the field. The first 2 times that monster would be destroyed by battle, each turn it is not destroyed. When this card is destroyed by battle, the player that destroyed it gains 2,000 life points. It can really benefit the opponent, but it gives your monsters extra longevity, which isn't too bad. If the turn player's opponent takes battle or effect damage, activate this effect. That opponent can apply the following effect. Special summon one level 4 or lower monster from your hand or deck, but lose 2,000 life points. Oh boy. Talk about risque. Next, we have another Saga the Dragon Emperor card. Not too bad. And yet, another Chaos Form card. Once again, not too bad. Angel of the Blue Tears. Can't really say I'm happy to see this card again. I've now got literally 8 of this card. But nonetheless, it'll be good for trading. Next, we have Soul of the Supreme King again. Not too bad. And we got yet another Gate Guardian fusion. One I was hoping that we'd get 2 of. The Gate Guardian of Water and Wind. So not bad at all. So now that makes quite a few Gate Guardians within a certain amount of. Now we'll see what we get in this next pack. I'm getting excited now that we've got so many Gate Guardians within one box. And next, right off the bat, a Gate Guardian piece itself. Sangre of the Thunder. So now we have Suijin, Kazejin, and Sangre of the Thunder. It has the same effect as the 2, but it's the strongest in terms of attack power with 2,600. That's more than Dark Magician and quite a few other staple cards that have 2,500 attack. And it has 2,200 defense, making it quite powerful. Next, we have another Overload Fusion. Not too bad. Then we have a field spell called Baryon Utopia. Baryon Utopia, I have at least one of its card already. However, This card's name is always treated as Barian's card. Number of monsters you control with a number between 101 and 107 in their name, as well as CXC's monsters and number C monsters you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Not too bad, all things considered. And your opponent cannot target them with card effects. Once per turn, if you special summon an Xyz monster with a rank up magic spell card effect, you can target that Xyz monster and one monster your opponent controls, attach that opponent's monster to that Xyz as a material. Ooh, it's giving me flashbacks. And not very pleasant ones either, I have to tell you that. Next, we have the continuous trap card, Forge a New Future once again. Not too bad, all things considered. And this is a trap card I haven't seen for quite a while. It's the continuous trap card, Royal Decree. So Royal Decree negates all trap cards as long as this card remains on the field. Not too bad. I had been looking for a new Royal Decree, to be honest, because mine unfortunately was getting too damaged. Next, we have this creepy little punk, a spell card. It's always treated as an Infernity card, so it's mostly for an Infernity deck nonetheless. Special summon one of your Infernity monsters that is banished, or in your hand or graveyard. If the face-up Infernity monsters you control is destroyed by battle, or leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can set this card. You can only use the effect of this creepy little punk once per turn, however. So it's not too bad for an Infernity deck, and the shiny we get for this pack is Solemn Judgment now. Solemn Judgment is without doubt one of my favourite trap cards, and for good reason. When a monster or monsters will be summoned or spell or trap card is activated, pay half of your life points, negate the summon or activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Now obviously there are ways around making sure that those life points are not deducted. I know there are certain ways, of course, but it's always good to have another Solemn Judgment or more. Solemn Judgment has always been a powerful card. It always will be a mainstay. I have to admit I use it in quite a few decks. As for what those decks are, that's a secret. Next, on to the next pack. I was a bit sad that we didn't get a fusion in that booster pack, but nonetheless, here we go. So next we've got another Sanga of the Thunder. Not too bad. Mech Knight Red Moon. So it's another Mech Knight card. It's been a while since we found one of these. 2300 attack and 2600 defense. Not too bad, all things considered. And next, we have yet another piece of the Gate Guardian, Kazejin, once again. Not too bad. Then we have Kyorai Rigetsu once again. Not too bad. That'll be good for a trade. Another Ryoku Guardian, so we always have enough. And we also have yet another Labyrinth Wall Shadow. So that'll be good for trading once again, or having a spare just in case. And we also have yet another for the rare spells, Overlay Network. Once again, we got some decent cards, and we also got some cards that, you know, we have so many of now. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Now, on to the next booster pack. Let's see what we get. I'm feeling lucky. Next, we got Blackwing Zephos the Elite. So we've already gone over this card. And we got yet another Suijin. So that makes 2 sets within this booster pack. Not too bad. We have another Kyorai Rigetsu once again. We have another Photon Orbital. We have another Time to Stand Up. We have another Blackwing Kalut the Moon Shadow. And here's another card that we've been looking for. I needed at least 2 of these in order to complete the deck anyway. Another Heavy Labyrinth Tank. So hey, not too bad at all things considered. We're getting a lot of these duplicate cards now, so more than likely I won't be going over their effects, because it's pointless to explain the effects of the monsters that we already have. Again, I don't really see a point in it. So on to the next card. We have yet another Burial from a Different Dimension. So not bad. And now we have a new card. One that I haven't even got yet either. It's called the Shadow Ghoul of the Labyrinth. Now this is another mainstay for that Gate Guardian deck. It has 1600 attack and 1300 defense. You can discard this card and add one Labyrinth Wall card from your deck to your hand. At the start of a damage step, if your opponent's monster battles while you control a Labyrinth Wall card, you can banish this card from your graveyard and destroy that opponent's monster. So it's very good for making sure that no one gets rid of your Labyrinth Wall. You can only use the effect of Shadow Ghoul of the Labyrinth once per turn. Not a bad card at all. Not bad. And we have another new card called the Nimble Angler. Nimble Angler, if this card is sent from the hand or deck to the grave, you can special summon up to 2 level 3 or lower Nimble monsters from your deck except Nimble Angler. So that's very good for getting Nimble Molar out onto the field. And Nimble Molar is one that can easily help you increase your life points by 1,000 each time it is destroyed. So it's not too bad at all. We have the continuous spell card, trap card once again. Forge a New Future. We have yet another Mech Knight. Once again, it's the Mech Knight Yellow Star. Not too bad, all things considered. We have the Labyrinth Wall once again. And now we have a 5th copy, that's right, a 5th of the Gate Guardian of Thunder and Wind. So on to the next pack. Let's see what we get this time. There we go. Okay, so next we have Kazejin once again. Not too bad. We have yet another Battle Royale mode joining. Not bad. A Burial from a Different Dimension card once again. We next have Soul of the Supreme King. Saga of the Emperor of the Dragon Emperor. Mech Knight Red Moon once again. And we have a new card. A Synchro monster nonetheless. The Axel Synchro Stardust Dragon. Now I have to admit this is the first time I'm seeing this card, so I'll read its effect out. So obviously, like Stardust, it has an attack power of 2500 and a defense of 2000. It requires a tuner and 1 non-tuner monster. If this card is synchro summoned, you can special summon 1 level 2 or lower tuner from your graveyard. During the main phase, a quick effect, you can tribute this card and special summon 1 Stardust Dragon from your extra deck. This is treated as a synchro summon, so that's not too bad. Then immediately after the effect resolves, synchro summon monsters you control as a material. For the rest of the turn, this monsters synchro summoned by this effect are unaffected by your opponent's activated effects. You can only use the effect of Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon once per turn. Bad card if you want to add Stardust that way, but I can't really say that I've seen too many Stardust decks these days. It's becoming something of a lost deck recipe. People use it in other kinds of deck recipes, but I can't really say I've seen a Stardust deck for quite some time. Which is a shame, really. Okay, so the first card we have is another cost down. Not too bad. And now we have a fourth because it was in my previous piles from before. Original Gate Guardian. Not too bad. We have another Nimble Angler. Not bad at all. Double attack of Wind and Thunder. Not too bad. That makes 2. We have Brian Utopia. Not too bad. And we have another Shadow Ghoul of the Labyrinth. So that is another good thing. I needed at least 2 of this for the deck. And finally, for the shiny, we have Super Ancient Deep Sea King Coelacanth. I can't really say this card interests me that much. But nonetheless, it's strong with 2800 attack and 2200 defense. Once per turn, you can discard 1 card and special summon as many level 4 or lower fish monsters as possible from your deck. But they cannot declare an attack and their effects are negated. So, quite the risky card, really. When a card or effect is activated that targets this card on the field, you contribute 1 other fish monster to negate that effect. If you do, destroy it. Not too bad. All about longevity with that card. So, on to the next. Let's see what we get with this one. I'm hoping we get Gate Guardians combined, but the likelihood of us getting that, very low. So we have another Mech Knight of Blue Sky. Bad. Another Suijin. Overload Fusion. Blackwing Kalut the Moon. Shadow. Orbital Photon. Another Labyrinth Wall Shadow. And we have an Exceed. A shiny number 39 Utopia Rising. Now, this card is one that I can't really say that I use. And I've already got 1 of it, but nonetheless, it'll be good for trading opportunities if it ever comes to it. So it requires 2 level 4 monsters. If this card is special summoned, you can target 1 number Xyz monster in your graveyard except number 39 Utopia Rising. That should go without saying. Special summon it in defense position, then you can detach all the materials from this card and attach them to that monster. So that makes it pretty good, really, if you want to get a different kind of Utopia or any other kind of number card that you think that you need for that kind of duel, especially if needed. So then, if you summon XC summon except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your graveyard but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use the effect of number 39 Utopia Rising once per turn. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Can't say I really use a Utopia deck myself. I know that it's powerful, but I don't really pay much attention when it comes to Utopia. I don't really like the monster. I know that's probably going to get me a lot of hate now, but nonetheless, just speaking my opinion as a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, everyone is entitled to their opinions. I mean, for one, if you don't like this video, then it's your opinion. I'm not really going to blame you for it. Next, we have Blackwing Zephyros the Elite again. We have yet another double attack Wind and Thunder. That would be useful. We have another cost down. And we have another trap monster, Prey of Jurai Gumo. Not too bad. Angel of the Blue Tears. Not too bad. Ancient Fairy Dragon. Not too bad. And on to the main event. We finally got it, people. We finally got it. A copy of the Gate Guardians combined. So this is the treasure trove of this booster pack find. Now, for those of you that wonder what's the difference between it and the regular Gate Guardian, well, allow me to explain. While it does possess the same attack and defense of the regular Gate Guardian at 3,750 attack and 3,400 defense, its effect is what makes it an absolute badass. So I'll explain it. So obviously, in order to summon it, you need to have Sanga, Suijin, and Kazijin, and they have to be banished from your hand, field, and or in the graveyard. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a card you control on the field, you can then negate that effect, and if you do, you can destroy that card. Pretty powerful. But that's not the best part of it. You can negate it up to thrice per turn. So that resets every single time. Not bad at all. So it can negate any kind of card effect up to 3 times. And if you combine that with water and wind, that's up to 5 times. That pretty much makes the deck nearly unbeatable when it comes to it, especially when you have a monster that has over 3,500 attack. And if this face up special summon card is in its owner's control, leaves the field because of an opponent's card, special summon one level 11 or lower Gate Guardian monster from your deck or extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. So you could, for instance, bring out yet another Gate Guardian combined, or if you don't have another copy of it, you could bring out the regular Gate Guardian, you could bring out any of the other Gate Guardian fusions. It's extremely powerful. Yet there are ways to obviously beat the Gate Guardian, get a monster that's got higher attack power. But the likelihood of you being able to get a monster with that much attack power in one turn is pretty low. There are very few monsters that have that attack power at the base form that can beat it. There's very few. Obviously, the God cards are to be able to do it. There'd be Five-Headed Dragon, that's another. Blue Eyes Ultimate, there's all the Blue Eyes fusions, they can easily get rid of it. Next, onto the next booster pack, we have another Deep Dark Trap Hole card. Not too bad. We have another Labyrinth Wall. We have another Brian Utopia. Blackwing Elephant the Raven once again. Creepy little punk. Sorry about doing it like that, but I have to admit, I do like saying it like that. Next, we have another Performal Duelist Extraordinaire. And we have a new fusion card, one I've never seen before. Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. Now this is new to me, so I'm going to read it out. It has 2,500 attack and 2,100 defense. For its artwork, it's not too bad. It has Neo Bubbleman, it has Necro Shade, Wing Karibo, Shining Flare Windman, Wild Edge, and of course Hero Kid. Requires one elemental hero fusion monster and one warrior monster in order to summon out. Must be fusion summoned and gains 300 attack for each material used for its summon. This card can make a number of attacks on monsters each battle phase up to the number of fusion materials used as for its summon. After damage calculation, if this card battled a monster, destroy that monster. If you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its original attack power. Quite powerful. If this fusion summoned card is destroyed, special summon one warrior monster from your hand or deck. Not bad if you want to bring out a new elemental hero deck, guys. Not too bad at all. Now, on to the next pack. I highly doubt we're going to get another Gate Guardian combined, so nonetheless, at least we got one booster pack. We got another Photon Orbital. Not too bad. We got another, this creepy little punk. We got a second Imperial Iron Wall. Not bad at all. We got a Nimble Angler. Once again. Blackwing Elephant the Raven. Another Ancient Fairy Dragon. And I'll just keep my mouth shut, guys, because we got yet another Gate Guardian combined. Not bad at all. Talk about luck being on the side, eh? I have to admit, I was not expecting to get another one. I was not expecting it. But I have to admit, buying a booster pack like this in the boxes does give you quite a high chance of getting the cards you want. Not too bad. On to the next booster pack. Okay, so the first card we got is Performal Duelist Extraordinaire. I'll probably be trading quite a few of those, really, considering. We got another Capel. We got another Mudan the Rika Fairy. We got Prey of the Jirai Gumo once again. We've got another Sanga of the Thunder. We have yet another Court of Justice. And for a new card, Firewall Dragon Dark Fluid Neo Tempest Terahertz. A Link monster. 3,000 attack points, requires 3 Cyburst monsters in order to bring out. Can't really say I have used Link monsters in my decks before, but I have to admit I have been trying to get into them due to the new meta and such. I'll read out its effect in case you guys have never seen or heard of this card before. For any of you veteran players, sorry about this. Negate any monster effects activated by your opponent during the battle phase. You can send 1 Cyburst monster from your deck or extra deck to your graveyard. And if you do, this card gains the attribute of that monster sent to the grave. It also gains 2,500 attack power. Insane. You can only use the effect of Firewall, Dragon Fluid, Neo, Tempest, Terahertz once per turn. This card can attack monsters a number of times each battle phase up to the number of different attributes it has. So that's not bad. It's not bad at all. If you keep changing its attribute into different ones, it's just so powerful. Stupidly so. Well, from the looks of it, guys, we only have 5 booster packs left. Here's hoping that we get a 3rd Gate Guardian combined, but like I say, I highly doubt it. We've already got 2. I'd rather not push my luck. But here we go nonetheless. We got another Kiore Rigetsu. Another Court of Justice. Another Blackwing Kalut the Moon Shadow. Another Chaos Form Magic card. Another Burial from a Different Dimension. Another Gate Guardian. And a new card, the Spellbook of Fate. A quick play magic card. So, if you control a spellcaster monster, you can banish up to 3 spellbook spell cards from your graveyard. Apply that effect depending on the number of spell cards banished for this card's activation. You can only activate 1 spellbook of Fate per turn, however. If you only send 1 card from your graveyard, you can set 1 spell and trap card on the field to the hand. If you send 2, change 1 monster on the field to face down defense position or face up attack position. 3, banish 1 card your opponent controls. Not too bad at all. Especially good if you're looking for a spellcaster deck. On to the 4th last booster pack, guys. Here's hoping. So we got another Mech Knight of Red Moon. Not bad. Yet another Prey of Jirai Gumo. We have a Nimble Angler. Time to Stand Up. We have a 3rd Shadow Ghoul of the Labyrinth. Not bad. We have another Super Soldier Ritual. And now we have a 6th. That's right, 6th. Gate Guardian of Thunder and Wind. Not bad at all. That'll be good for trading. The 3rd last, guys. Here we go. So we've got another Red-Eyed Soul. That makes 4 now, so that's not bad at all. I'm surprised at the lack of them in these booster packs. We have a 2nd Treacherous Trap Hole. Not too bad. We have a Deep Dark Trap Hole. Not bad. Mech Knight Blue Sky. We have a 2nd Royal Decree. Not bad at all. And now we have a 6th Ryoku Guardian. Not bad at all. And for the final card, we have Asele, the Sylvan High Protector. Can't really say I know this card. So, it has 2300 attack and 3200 defense. Pretty powerful. Requires 2 level 8 monsters. It's a plant Xyz. Once per turn, you can declare 1 card name, excavate the top card of your deck, and if it is the declared card, add it to your hand. Otherwise, it is sent to the graveyard. If this card is sent from your deck to the grave by card effect except during the damage step, you can detach 1 material from this card and target 1 card on the field. Place that target either on the top or bottom of the deck. You can only use this effect of Ally the Sylvan High Protector once per turn. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Can't really say I'll use the Sylvan High Protector, but it's good for trading options in case anyone else is looking for it. So not too bad. Second last one. Here we go. So we got another Mech Knight Red Moon. I'm surprised to see Mountain Mech Knight. Battle Royal mode joining. Once again, we have this creepy little punk. We have another Gay Guardian. We have a Rika Petal once again. Another Super Soldier Ritual. And Evolution End Burst once again. Not bad. And now, the last booster pack. Now, it's highly unlikely we're going to get another Gate Guardian combined in this, but we got to, so I'd say that's mission complete. So I'll probably have to buy a third one on its own, because, you know, buying too many booster packs is unfortunately cost inefficient. But nonetheless, here we go. The final one, we got a Final Court of Justice, Shadow Ghoul of the Labyrinth, Time to Stand Up, another Red Eyes with Soul, not too bad, Barry in Utopia, Mech Knight Yellow Star, and Super Ancient Deep Sea King Coelacanth. So, that's all the cards, guys. Now, I hope this was at least entertaining for you all. If not, please leave a comment on how I can improve for if I ever do this in the future. If you guys liked it, of course, leave a thumbs up. I'd be most appreciated. And obviously, comment on which card you liked, which card you don't like, how I can improve. Because if I do this again, I'd like to improve a little bit on what I can do for you guys to make this a little bit more entertaining. I'm new to this, so I'm hoping that you at least help me further in doing this. So I hope you guys have a nice day. It's 2 p.m. here, so this is English Standard Time. So sorry if you guys are at night time and such. But either ways, I hope you liked this video, and hopefully I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.